What up, Spice fam? This is Cade. We're coming to you today with a little bit of a different video. Instead of doing just a deck profile, I'm going to walk you through how I build my decks and my thought process behind it. We're using dbs-decks.com to do our deck building. That's if you look at our description and at the end of our videos for our deck profiles, that's usually the website that we go to. Um, I just find it very easy to use. I like it. Uh, Mark Hill, the man who runs dbsdecks.com, is a great guy. I recommend checking the site out if you ever want to use some decks. You can also view all of our decks. We post them in all of our videos. And if you look for the Spice Force, you should be able to see all of our decks. So my thought process when creating a deck is, what do I want to do? What is my end goal? And that should be the thought you should have when building a deck as well. Just because you need to build a deck around an idea for it to even be synergized or function the way you want it to. The end goals you could have could be just, I want to do a lot of damage. I want to go wide with my board. My end game's a boss monster. Um, I just want to play control, stuff like that. So, for an example, real quick, when choosing a leader to go with that, let's take a look at Vegeta Baby. Uh, his more important side is his awakened side, because that's really what you want to think about if you decide to build a Vegeta Baby deck. Because he has an activate main once per turn. Choose one of your battle cards and it loses 15,000 power for the duration of the turn. If you do, choose up to two of your opponent's battle cards and they lose 10,000 power for the duration of the turn. Now, when you look at that, you kind of want to think, okay, well, if I choose one of mine and it gets neg 15,000 power, if it goes to zero, it's off the board. So you don't really want your monsters to just go off the board with the chance of hitting theirs. So you got to really think about how you're going to do that. For example, overwhelm cards are really good with this deck, because you can overwhelm, swing with it, then activate main once per turn, choose that overwhelm card. It'll go to your drop area if it hits zero, and that way it sets you up for your next overwhelm. Um, he is a self-awakening leader, because his activate main is choose one card in your life and add it to your hand. So when you're building this deck, you don't really care about self-awakening cards, because you want to do this activate main as many times as you can, so you can keep on negging your opponent's battle cards. So that's just some thought process. So this is sort of a control, but it can be an aggro leader. So that's just one thing to think about. But for today, we're actually going to build the Mass Saiyan. So he was Burst before Burst was a thing. He came out set 3. He was a starter deck for set 3. He has an activate main once per turn. Place the top 3 cards of your deck into your drop area. If you place a black card in the drop area with a skill, it gains critical. This card gains critical. If you place any other color, it gains plus 5,000 for the duration of the turn. Now that's just a once plus 5,000. It's not plus 5,000 for each different color that you have, or each color other than black. It's once say a blue card hits your drop area from this skill, you get 5,000, and that's it. When he awakens at 4, and he draws 2 cards upon awakening. Now, his activate main on his front side is the exact same thing. The only difference from his front side and his back side is, of course, his power, and that when he swings, he draws a card while he's awakened. So we're going to actually build something along this line. Now, since we're dealing with critical and the possibility of a plus 5,000 bonus, we're going to be wanting to do a lot of damage all at once. So what we're going to choose here is we're going to give ourselves a couple of double strikes. So we're going to choose Supreme Kai, and we are going to choose Champa. I'm only doing 3 of right now. We'll work on ratios in a little bit. But let me make sure this is all good. Okay, cool. Sometimes this website has a little issue with certain cards. If you click on it, it just doesn't load properly. That's more of a RAM issue than anything, or a memory issue. But so we have our double strikes. That's good. We're gonna be doing damage. It's really good. Turn 1, you mill 3, you hit a black and whatever color. You have your energy open. You swing. They don't negate. Hit that double strike. That's a 20k double strike critical turn 1. So this deck really puts out a lot of power. We're also going to want to go with our super combo. Now, for our super combo, we have a couple of options, but for this deck particular, since I don't self awaken, since we're not actually really going to be warping that much in this deck, I recommend going with Temporal Rescue Trunks. All it requires is a black leader and Sparking 5. Since you mill 3 turn 1, turn 2 this goes off. So your super combo's live turn 2. So let's go with Rescue Trunks. Now, that's a little bit of the staples out of the way. So let's start getting into the engine. What I recommend, well, what we're going to do with this engine is we want to do a lot of damage for very little energy cost. Plus, we're gonna want to have a lot of combo power and utilize our drop area, because since we're sending cards to our drop area, then we're going to have to utilize them in some sort of fashion. Now, set 6 really helped out with this in the terms of the Son Goku Android 8 engine. Now, Son Goku, he once per turn you choose a 4-star ball from your deck or drop area, add it to your hand. Shuffle your deck if you look through it. So if you mill one of those 4-star balls, you can grab it with Son Goku. He has to activate main once per turn. If your leader card is black, at the cost of 2 energy, choose up to 1 skillless battle card with an energy cost of 3 or less from your deck or drop area and play it. So he plays from the drop area all the time, and since you're sending cards from your deck to your drop area, this is a no-brainer. Plus, 4-star balls all are free combo power for plus 5,000, so it instantly gets you a combo piece. But if you combo with it on a skillless battle card, it gets another plus 5,000, so it becomes a 10k combo. So that's a free 10k combo that you can use. Say if you're pushing game with a vanilla, you swing, double strike them for 1 energy, and then dump all your 4-star balls. That's just an insane amount of power that can easily just come out. And plus, since we're, like I said, and we're milling ourselves, he's playing from the drop area for 2 energy. So you get a 3-drop, say, let's go with Deborah. Deborah's a 30k, so you're paying 2 energy for a 30k 3-drop beat stick. So that's just something that we're going to go with. Since we want to see as many as possible, we just want to see him, I'm going to run him at 4. And since we're running Son Goku, we might as well run Android 8. So now you kind of see where the engine's starting to come into play. We're probably going to play some vanilla cards so we can grab them, search top 7 and grab them. We're also playing Android 8 since we're playing Son Goku, so if they put on big threats that don't have barrier, and Son Goku leaves, then you get to KO one of their cards. So we're going to run him at 4. Next, there's another card, this Training Buddy Krillin. he's when you play him, if your leader card is black, choose one skillless battle card with an energy cost of 2 or less from your drop area and play it. Then you neg an opponent's battle card for 5,000. So he can get us our 2 drops if we run 2 drops, and so we have a 15,000 and then possibly 20, 30,000 if we can get those. So we're gonna play him at 3 for right now. Again, we're going to come back and modulate our ratios, but that's about it. So since we're running Son Goku, I'm going to run 4-star ball. We're going to run 5 of them. 7 is not really needed. Five's a good decent number. As for negates, real quick, we're gonna use Power Burst. This can recur your Android 8 or your Son Goku. So we're just gonna put him at 3 at the moment. So for the vanilla engine, you got to look at what's your best vanilla cards. So let's go with red real quick. We'll do at least a 2. And there's no real way to filter at the moment for vanilla cards, so you just got to look for them. So we have a couple here for 15, but 15's a little low because here's a 20. So you could, if you're running red, you can go with Piccolo or Yamcha, and here's another 15, but 15's a little bit too low for what we are wanting to do. So if you want to stay with red, you could go Yamcha or Piccolo. Let's go up to a 3 cost real quick. See what 3s we have, because we have the ability to do 3s with Son Goku. So we have Grandpa Gohan, who is a 30, so that's a good one. We could do Super Zarbon if we wanted to stay red or anything like that. So it's the next part is really just figuring out what you want to do as the main engine of the deck, because the Android 8 and all that stuff is more of a, well, I would actually say Android 8 is the engine, with the vanilla cards as a sub engine. Now we're actually going to go blue. And the reason for this is because there are 2 vanilla cards that actually we can get. They're searchable for the top 7, and they go into a boss monster. So we fulfill the need of Android 8 and the Son Goku and the Krillin. Plus, we have a end game as well. As we could even use the 2 drops if we need to as our end game, but our end game goal is going to be a boss monster. So those vanillas that we're going to use are Super Saiyan Son Goku and Super Saiyan Vegeta. We're going to run those 4 of because we want to see them. And then for our boss monster, we're actually going to go Gogeta Hero Revived. This card, in my opinion, is ban worthy, or at least limited to 1. Because I don't think a card with barrier and deflect should exist. But especially with its sparking ability, it's a triple strike. First off, it can come out for 5 energy, and it has sparking. 10. When you play this card, if you have 5 or more energy, choose 1 card from life. So the 5 or more energy just means when you can Union Fusion this card. So, which you're not going to pay 7 for. Games don't really go that long, and if they do, then it's pretty much at the end of the reign anyways. But when you play this card, if you have 5 or more energy, choose 1 card from your life, place it in your drop area. Then your opponent shuffles all of their cards in their hand into their deck and draws 3. You have to do this if you're at 10 energy, or 10 sparking 10. You cannot skip the creature life. So if you're at 1, you can't even play this card without losing the game. But we're going to run him at 3, just because that triple strike is a good finisher, knocking them down from their massive hand to 3 cards. possibly getting all of their negates out of their hand is just fantastic. This card's more ban worthy than Cell, in my opinion. So we're going to run that. So since we're running blue, we might as well run. We could run Deborah, or we could run. Let me see. We could run Vegeta, but he's a 20, so might as well run Deborah over that. Or we could run Great Saiyan. Now there's still an option here that we haven't talked about. So let's run Great Saiyan over Deborah, just because I want to talk about this guy. So he's a critical 3 cost. During your turn, if your leader card is black and there are a total of 15 or more Saiyan cards in yours or your opponent's drop area, when this card attack is negated or fails to deal damage to your opponent in battle with their leader card, choose up to one of your opponent's life and send it to your warp. So if you look over here, we have Goku. He's a Saiyan. Vegeta's a Saiyan. Great Saiyaman's a Saiyan. Gogeta's a Saiyan. Son Goku, he's a Saiyan. Trunks, your super combo, Saiyan. So you have more Saiyans than you do anything else. So we're gonna run him as a secondary finisher. So we'll bump him to 3. And let's see, is there worth anything running else? So we have our negates. We have Gokus. We have our Gogetas. We have our double strikes. We have Krillin's. We have our Black Mass Saiyan. We could run a couple of warp cards. So we need some removal. So let's go with a standard Benishifu. Benishifu is really good. He's a 1 double strike, costs 5 black cards in your drop area. So you're going to send all of your this is more of a last ditch effort that you want to do. It warps cards, fantastic. So let's just throw one of him in there. We could throw a mirror in there since we're running a double strike and we're getting a lot of cards in the drop area. So let's do 1 mirror. We have room for 2 cards. Let's see. We could bump up some of our ratios. Okay, let's bump Great Saiyan up. Let's bump Power Burst up. I feel like that's actually pretty good. So we're running 6 double strikes, so we're more likely to see them. We might actually want to run some more different colors. So the cool thing with this website is it lets you see your color chart. So since we're running, we want to hit that different color combo. So we're running 15 and 6. So that's 21 out of the 50. I feel like that's actually pretty good because we want to hit the critical more often because that's the double strike. The plus 5k we can just use as with 4-star balls and then recur them with Son Goku. So I feel like this is actually a good setup here. So of course double strikes, Goku and Vegeta for our Gogeta play. Great Saiyan for Saiyans, plus he's a 30k, plus he is the Black Mass Saiyan play. Our 5 4-star balls, 5's a good number. We want to see Android 8 and we want to see Son Goku, so run them at 4. Power Burst for negates and recursion of the Son Goku and Android 8. Trunks, our super combo, and he's going to be Saiyan as well. Krillin to get out the Great Saiyans, or not Great Saiyans, the Vegetas, Son Gokus, if we need them. If they just get milled, we can just straight up play them that way. Black Mass Saiyan for endgame finisher. Fu for removal, and Mira for endgame. That seems pretty good. Let's give this deck title. I won't make it private so y'all can go ahead and see this. We can go into side decks. So, when thinking about side deck, you got to really think about the meta and how it is right now. What would be good if you run up against a deck who's not really going to attack you? We can play some Dark Power Black Mass Saiyan. Let's run him at 4 of. So that way we can self-awaken. It kind of hurts Shenron decks a little bit. Plus he's a Saiyan, so that fuels our entire engine. I'm not really worried about Dende. Actually, that would help out against the Veku ramp. We can run 2 of Dende. No Escape Son Goku. This is really against the Gogeta engine for the red one. All their cards bounce back to their hand, so it wouldn't go back to their hand, so you have room to kill it. Kami's good for main boards that go wide. Cronoa would be good against Shugesh, but it's not really relevant. I'm going to throw in some Heavily Wizard Demigra, just because Broly likes to, or the Broly BR engine likes to get their boss monsters out very quickly. So if you combo with this on your turn, you get to KO one of their big boss monsters. Yeah, it's really risky, but getting it off the field is fantastic. We're going to actually side in 4. Yeah, we'll do 4 Adventure Son Gokus. No, 3's good. So what this card does is, I actually, in my personal deck, I main board this, or main deck this, but when he attacks, you choose 1 Dragon Ball card from your deck and place it in your drop area, then shuffle your deck. If you do it, he gains plus 10,000 and double strike. So this gets you a Dragon Ball from your deck drop area. Use the 1-drop Son Goku to grab that Dragon Ball, swing with Son Goku here, plus he's a Saiyan, and you get double strike. He becomes a 20k double strike, and then you can use that Dragon Ball again if you need to. So that's pretty good. And then I'll throw Kami up to 3. So there we go. We have our side deck: Dark Power, Black Mass Saiyan. We have Dende for the Veku ramps, maybe some Majin Buu play if you need. Kami for board wipes, plus he's a draw. Adventure Son Goku for that easy 2-drop 20k double strike. And then Heavenly Wizard Demigra for your Brolys. Some people who like to ramp out a lot of stuff. It would actually work well against the Agents of Destruction if they're not running a barrier card. Actually, no, this ignores barrier. So yeah, that's good against your Agents of Destructions with Majin Buu, so you can hit that Majin Buu on your turn, KO that triple striker. Alright, well, that is the deck. We're going to go ahead and submit it. Might be having some little issues. There we go. Alright, so the cool thing about this website is it shows you deck prices, and it's up to date. You can actually click on this and it'll take you to TCG Player's listing. It gives you your stats. So we have 29 black cards, 6 red cards, 15 blue. Um, I feel like that's a fair number. We have our 4 battle cards that are 7 drops. So that's the Gogeta and the Mira. We have 1 5 drop, which is the scientist or the Banisher Fu, and then everything else is 3 or less. So we're really going very light in terms of how much energy we have to pay, so we can always have those 10k combo double strikes. We have our late game finishers. We have our low cost finishers in terms of overwhelm and stuff like that. Uh, right over here, we have our breakdown for um, our power levels. We have 4 super combos. We have 10 cards that are 10,000 or between 1 and 10,000, and then 27 cards between 0 and 5,000. So we have a nice those are actually combo costs. So we have a nice rounding um, deck here, and then we have our extras and sideboard and everything like that. We can even go from here to a visual view. And this is where we get our end screenshot of just our ratios and stuff like that. I feel like this is a better ratio than what I was actually running and testing. So yeah, it's pretty good. Um, as always, if you like the deck, give us a comment, uh, like the video. If you have any suggestions on what we could run or anything like that in this, leave us a comment. Let us know how we're doing. I know we've put out a couple videos. We just recently hit 100 subs, so that's fantastic. Thank y'all for the support. Subscribe if you like our channel. And we're hoping to get a good bit more content regarding Yu-Gi-Oh! Once the ban list drops. Super. We may even start streaming a couple of our tournaments. I host some local tournaments for fun. We might even do that. So stick around, watch for us, and like and subscribe. And thank you for watching. Stay spicy.